All right, everybody, we are here with another episode of Chamber Chats, and I've got a new volunteer slash guest in the car. I'm going to let her introduce herself, and we'll kick it off from there.
All right.
How about it?
Julia Jackson, new Executive Director for CCMH, Columbia Community Mental Health.
So you are, when you say new, you're new. Like
yes,
new.
Very new.
We're kind of in the same boat. We just took over stuff. How long you been there?
I think it's something like 45 days, but who's counting? Something like that.
4 hours and...
Yeah, and 30 minutes.
Well, why, so, now I know a little bit about you, but why don't you tell them, these guys, the dozens of people who are going to be watching this, why don't you tell them, you know, where you're from, how'd you end up in little old St. Helens?
Little old St. Helens. Well, so I'm from California. I was born and raised in California, Central Coast area. And I've been kind of all over the place, but that's where I came most recently. And I just wanted to stay in the Pacific Northwest, so I was looking for jobs, and I interviewed the board here and felt like it was a really good fit. So I dug it.
What makes it a good fit for you, or you, your family, your career?
So for me, what makes it a good fit is a huge challenge and a huge opportunity. So I have to look at something that's going to keep me busy and engaged and use all of my skills. I have to put that first, because that's when I give my best. And so I was looking at kind of the history of CCMH, the opportunities or challenges and barriers in this Columbia County area. And the mix, I felt, gave me plenty of opportunities for challenges and projects that would keep me busy and use all the skills that I have that I could bring to the table.
Yeah, cool. So when we talk about, obviously we'll get into what you can bring and things like that, but there may be people out there, I'm sure there's people out there that don't even know what CCMH is, what you guys do, how you interact with everybody. So give us the 30-second version of what you guys are and do. And
okay, so for the couple of people who don't know what Columbia Community Mental Health does, we are outpatient, residential, we're community-based, we're school-based. We have our services everywhere, and those services are mental health, drug and alcohol treatment, psychiatric rehabilitation, developmental disability support, contract management. We do subcontract a lot of things in our pass-throughs for certain services.
Right.
We have facilities all in. There's a facility. There's a facility. We have a facility out here.
Is that really one of your facilities?
Yeah. That was Cornerstone. That was Alternatives. There's Pathways up there. So just in, and then as we drive up here, we'll see a couple other ones. So just in St. Helens.
You won't see it. We'll see it though.
Yeah, there's a couple in St. Helens, and then we have our Klatskanai satellite office, and we have our Scappoose satellite offices, a couple of those.
So I thought you were just in the big building I picked you up from, over behind Walmart.
No.
You're all over the place.
No, yeah, we reach
How many you got? How many facilities you got?
Oh gosh, we have got Vernonia, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 or 12. I think. That's with my limited knowledge.
If you've got 13, then that's going to be the 13th person.
I'm in for trouble.
Sorry, 13th building.
Yep.
She doesn't care about you.
I do care. Don't listen to Simon.
You're still new. Yeah. Oh, I'm new. Trust me, I got issues.
He's new too.
So you came in and Julia and I have had we've had met each other before, and we've had some great conversations about what she's hoping to do. Why don't you tell these guys, obviously you're taking over a big organization and you have aspirations and dreams for it, but at the same time, the thing that I like personally about you is that you're pretty honest about where you're at. There's no sort of like sugarcoating I should keep my hands on the wheel.
Right, yes, keep your hands on the wheel, and you're right though. So I know that we have that we've come a long way, but with little infrastructure support and alignment to a strong strategic plan and vision, which has caused some difficulties.
Sure.
And so I think transparency and relationship is key in any process, right? So transparency meaning that we want to keep the community involved in what we're doing. We want to keep our partners and stakeholders and clients involved. and we need to build a better system for our staff to feel supported in what they're doing. We've got awesome staff, but we haven't had the right type of system in place for them.
So have you not been doing that, or you just could do it better? Or, I mean, how do we phrase that?
We have not been aligning ourselves to a strategic plan. I can say that.
Okay.
There are a lot of teams within CCMH and staff within CCMH who have been trying very hard to provide services according to best practice. It's the infrastructure piece that I believe we have not been doing a good a job at as we could.
Sure. And with so many different departments, obviously it's not easy to turn a big ship, overnight, right?
No, it's not. And so, well, I think what's going to happen is in the short term, people are going to get excited. They're going to be like, this is great. CCMH has needed some change and positivity, and the staff are feeling that too. But even for some staff, which I understand, sometimes it's like too little, too late. It's going to take too long. You still have so far to go. I'm done. I don't want to deal with CCMH. And I'm sorry, that's unfortunate. But we can't just quit. I mean, we have to have the attitude of, I'm sorry you can't be a part of that journey and experience the positive changes to come, but they will happen nonetheless.
Yeah.
And we hope that everyone, even if they need to back out of a relationship with CCMH right now, that they'll come back when we're stronger or stay with us through the change.
Yeah, kind of give you a chance, so to speak, see what's new on the horizon.
Yeah, I hope so.
So in the chamber, we deal specifically with having some adults in the workspace. Trying to get the word out here. In the workspace that we have them come in and work with us, and they're a couple of people, and they have a few developmental disabilities, and we're obviously working with them on that, and with your staff on that. Specifically with that group, there's a lot of stigma about that, should we say, demographic of young adults, and trying to get them into the workforce. And can you talk a little bit about that and how important that is?
Yeah, well, I think that you bring up a good point. There's a lot of stigma around a lot of services that we have,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah, sure.
All the different populations. I mean, there's just even a general stigma about mental illness. But really, when you look at the facts, most of the people in your own family, in your own neighborhood, in your church, in your workplace, they are struggling on some type of severity scale with some type of issue that we deal with all the time.
Yeah.
So I think a major mission is reducing stigma, whether that's for the developmentally disabled population or for those with a mental health diagnosis or a substance use issue. We want to more so go the route of truly being integrated in the community, reducing that stigma so that other folks can feel like they can be more comfortable. Get out of your comfort zone, acknowledge that these are neighbors, friends, family members, and that they might have different needs, but so do you, right? Everyone needs accommodation in some sense. That's why the government, made whole legislation around the fact that you have to accommodate needs, whether it's carpal tunnel syndrome or developmental disability. I mean, so we all need to kind of get out of our comfort zone and acknowledge employee needs and accommodations. And yes, for developmental disabilities, there might be a little bit more of those.
Sure.
But they're also very hardworking, focused when given a task and given very clear explanations and walked through on how to do those tasks. They're committed, loyal, they're like clockwork. I mean, there's a lot of strengths that come with those challenges. Sure.
How obviously a pretty big part of your and we're gonna crash into this bug again. How do you fund your programs? Where does your funding come from?
So we are a certified community behavioral health clinic, which is
what does that mean for people like me?
That's
not so smart people.
That's a whole federal initiative of federally funded dollars that support the grant overhead that is needed, that financial overhead that is needed because Medicaid, Medicare reimbursement rates are going to be a lot lower than the actual cost of service.
Sure.
So the idea is that they recognize so many things go into those services that aren't paid for through insurance, and that they need to reimburse or provide additional funds for. So we do receive additional funds so that we can provide just really stellar services, wraparound services, integrated care, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
So we've got federal dollars, we've got county contracts, we've got you know, various grants. We also accept insurance.
Sure.
You know, just all types of avenues for funding.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. Let's change gears slightly. I want to talk about you. Obviously, you know where you came from, and we talked about that briefly at the start. But what do you like to do? What do you do when you're not directing?
What do I do when I'm not directing? When I'm not directing an agency, I'm usually directing a family. I've got a gaggle of children.
You do.
So I have a 13-year-old, 11-year-old, 5-year-old, and 3-year-old, and they keep me pretty busy. I also love to lift weights and run. CCMH has a running club that they just tricked me into joining.
Tell them the name.
So, the name
Very
is pretty
good.
ingenious. It's Columbia Community Mental Health. So yeah, it's a marketing campaign
it's amazing.
as well. Right.
It's amazing.
Right. So we have the Hood to Coast run coming up August 24th and 25th.
Oh, you are going to do the Hood to Coast?
Yep.
Have you done? Oh, have you done that before? You
No,
probably haven't, huh?
I have not done
That's
that.
right.
Have you?
Yeah, I've done it 3 times.
Really?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Not at the time. The end is awesome.
Yeah, I've heard. The
kinda
end is what I'm living for.
Depends. You know what legs you're getting yet?
Yep, leg 2, 7, and 14. So the leg 2 is all of it downhill.
Is right up, and that hurts.
I know. I need to train for that. And each leg is 6 miles.
Yeah.
So leg 2 is all downhill, and then there's leg 7, I think, is flat, and then leg 14 is uphill.
Leg 14, I think, is that around the mist area?
Klatskanat, yep.
Okay.
Mist, yep,
Yeah.
Mist,
And that's
Klatskanat.
usually depending on when you start, it's in the dark. It's miserable. You wear the headlamp. Don't worry about it. Bears, cougars, and all stuff like that.
No.
Yeah, you'll probably be fine.
Alaska prepared me for that, so I'm all right.
Oh, that's right.
I can deal
You're
with
like,
that.
bears.
I've got it.
No
I've
worries.
got it. No worries.
No worries.
Yeah.
Hey, all right, we do a little thing at the end of Chame Chats called Speed Round.
Okay.
It's kind of cheesy,
Okay.
kind of lame, but we do it anyway.
Okay.
Just because it's fun for me and nobody else.
Right. That makes total sense.
Favorite food? Go.
Oh my gosh. Nothing. Chocolate.
Chocolate?
Like meals are not as important to me as just dark chocolate. Sorry.
Really?
Yes.
Do you have a favorite?
Dark chocolate.
Just any dark chocolate.
Any dark chocolate.
All right, fair enough. Favorite movie?
Oh my gosh. Probably True Lies.
I mean, you can take a few more seconds if you want to think of something better to say.
I don't know.
True Lies? Really?
Yes, I have watched that movie probably 100,000 times because my original career
That's
quest
ridiculous.
was to be a secret agent, and so that has always stuck with me. Jamie Lee Curtis is like my hero in that movie.
That is such a random movie.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's true.
All right. No, hey, we're not here to judge.
That's what I thought, but
We are judging right now. Okay, favorite place you've ever actually been to?
Tahiti.
When'd you go there? That doesn't make up for True Lies. Don't be all boom. You're still down here right now.
Redemption.
You're a little redemption.
So I did a study, but back when I was training to be a secret spy, I was doing international studies in school, and I went on a study abroad in Tahiti, and I lived there for the summer of my age 21 year. It was the most fantastic experience of my life.
Nice.
And I studied French and marine biology. That's the best place in the world to visit.
So you studied marine biology,
Yep.
and that led you into CCMH?
Naturally.
It's an obvious transition.
It's an obvious transition that marine biology and French would lead you into social work. So students, feel free to use that when getting your parents to pay for study abroads.
We are stretching that.
Yep.
Favorite place to visit, or that you'd like to visit that you haven't yet visited?
That I haven't yet visited. Oh gosh. I would say Australia.
Why? You know
the
Australia.
accent. I love accents.
Okay.
And then also just the kangaroos. I would say I would be very interested in seeing that animal.
All right. You know they have other stuff that can kill you. Oh, you're Alaska. You don't really.
Done.
You're like whatever.
Done.
Favorite person you'd like to meet in the entire world living? Well, we're gonna die.
Yeah,
Sorry.
don't run into that guy. Favorite person I would like to meet who is living. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
It's called a speed round for a reason.
True
Lies just came like that.
I'm really bad with this. I feel like there's a person, but I don't. Oh gosh, this is so hard. Probably. Nope. I'm not gonna get political.
Good.
Let's see.
And you can't say Jamie Lee Curtis.
I can't say Jamie Lee Curtis.
Wait, is she alive?
Yes.
Yeah, she's alive.
I would probably say Ronda Rousey.
Oh, really?
Yes.
She's badass.
She is a badass, and I would just, I just feel like she needs some love and attention also.
She's got a lot of attention, but
Since
there's got a
recent
lot of
events.
haters too.
Yeah, but she's super cool. I'd
Yeah.
love to meet her, train with her, all those types of things.
Nice. Last question. I'm going to flip it around. Same person that you'd like to meet who's dead. Oh, I knew you were going to ask that.
All right. Same person I would like to meet who's dead. Oh gosh, this is so tough. Kurt Cobain.
Oh, all right.
Yes.
Big fan back then?
Yes, absolutely.
Huge?
That was, well, I'm not going to date myself, but that did occupy a huge portion
That was my kindergarten
of my
years.
childhood.
So you're a big Nirvana fan, huh?
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
Like grunge in general, or just them?
No, I would say that genre. Yeah, it's pretty
right.
cool. There's no one like Nirvana though.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, a bonus question then. Favorite band?
Favorite
Not
band?
Nirvana. You can't say Nirvana.
Mumford and Sons. Yeah. I would say Mumford, but Eddie Vedder. I
well
dig
played.
Eddie Vedder also.
Well played.
Yeah.
Well played.
And I did have a huge crush on Axl Rose all of my childhood. So, and it's all over the board. It's all over the board.
You are a train wreck.
It's all over the board. I'm a hot mess. Yes.
So we're thankfully wrapping this up now.
Wonderful. I don't know if I can take any more questions.
This has been hopefully you guys have learned a ton about CCMH. Oh, if they want to get a hold of you, or you personally, or CCMH in general, how do they do that?
Okay, so it's contact ccmh@ccmh1.com.
Easy to do.
Yep.
So they can get a hold of you that way. Obviously, if you're in the area, you can always visit the building, which is tucked right behind Walmart.
Yep.
And maybe Julie will be running around, or
you know what?
Who knows what?
Anybody can grab me and have a meeting with me. I've been meeting with everyone to just get to know and have that relationship. So that'd be great.
And especially, like you said, because you're new, it'd be great if you're a business that might match up, or even if you're not matching up, you just kind of want to know a little bit more about it.
Right.
She's pretty approachable.
I am.
And now you have some things to talk about.
Yeah.
And give her crap about true lies.
I guess so.
True lies. All right, so from myself and Jamie Lee Curtis here, we're out of here. We'll see you on the next one.